Hey, let's talk about manifestation and gratitude inspiration. You know, you go through highs and lows in life. You have things that you're excited to achieve. You have things that you have achieved. And maybe you're wondering, well, why do I feel a little bummed out if I have all these blessings to be thankful for? And I'm here to tell you it happens to all of us. There are 4 key things that I want to share with you about manifestation that are very practical, that you don't have to be a whole guru for, and that you can do anywhere, no matter how new or experienced you are in the world of personal development, in the world of growth, in the world of achieving your goals. These are things that you can do anywhere, anytime that work. Hi, I'm Ilean Harris, an entrepreneur and Cuban American. When I started as an entrepreneur, I had little resources, so I quickly learned how to work smart. I experienced lots of headaches and setbacks when I started, but today everything is different. I've got clients in over 20 countries, I've traveled the world, and I want to show you how to do the same. In this community, you will gain amazing training and inspiration to build a business of your dreams and a great lifestyle to go with it. Whether you're an entrepreneur with lots of ambition and experience, or you have just started your entrepreneurial journey, you've come to the right place. Remember, you can have it. Have you ever heard the saying, whatever you put out comes back to you? Well, if you haven't, let me tell you, it's definitely something that you have to think about, because whether you're going through a difficult time or a great time, the truth still prevails that you don't have to be thankful for your situation. It's better if you're thankful in it. And I personally believe that you can have it all. I will hear nothing else of it. Do not bother arguing with me. And I don't literally mean in a storage unit owning every single thing. I'm just saying that you don't have to choose. You should be able to have your health, your fitness, your finances, your dreams, and you should be able to work on things that are fulfilling. And yes, there will be things sometimes in the world that get in your way. There may be systems, there may be injustices that happen, but at the end of the day, when you have an attitude of gratitude, when you have a mindset that is equipped for having a lot more positive experiences and a lot more positive thoughts, you're going to be the type of person that finds more solutions. If you're the type of person that has a problem for every solution, then you need this video more than anybody. So I'm so glad you're here. If you're the type of person that maybe considers yourself, maybe you never called it a problem for every solution, but you find yourself being really skeptical, and anywhere you go, you're the person in the back of the room that has your arms crossed, and you always feel drained, and you think people are not there to support you, and everyone is out to get you. And in some circumstances, yes, you need to hustle. It's not safe. You've got to handle it. But I'm talking about a lifestyle, a way that you approach life, your mindset, the attitude when you wake up in the morning. Are you expecting a good day or a bad day? If you want that to be more positive than not, if you want to give yourself more energy than you're used to having, then I'm so glad you're here, because I've got these 4 steps that are extremely practical for you. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, you get some knocks that are not everyday knocks, okay? There are some things that might happen that to someone else might just be like, oh, I don't have that connection anymore, big whoop. But to you, it might be like, wow, that could have been a client, that could have helped my employees stay employed, that could have helped people put food on the table. And because of a lot of what we do has such grave consequences, it is important for us to work on our mindset. Your mindset in business is going to be 80% of your success, and the other 20% is going to be execution. Why? Because the name of the book is Think and Grow Rich, right? So what are you thinking about? You think you're going to be thinking about problems, why it's not going to work, why the economy is bad, why nobody has the money, nobody has the time, nobody knows who you are, you don't have enough followers, and the list goes on and on and on. And then you innocently post on social media and you catch somebody on the wrong day who gives you a piece of their mind, and they hate you and they convince you you're the worst person ever, and you ruminate over it for days and days and days. If you can resonate with any of that, then you're definitely an entrepreneur, and it happens to everybody. But when you have these tools in place, you're able to handle it. Just like if you go hiking, you don't say to yourself, oh no, I might get hungry or thirsty, or you could just pack water and snacks, right? You're not going to say to yourself, oh no, why buy a cell phone? It's going to run out of battery. Okay, you get a charger. Even if you get a solar panel, you can figure it out. This positivity, this manifestation, this level of gratitude that I'm going to talk to you about is to recharge your batteries. It's to keep you going. And it's so that when the inevitable happens, you have the tools and the resources to handle it. I am a first-generation college graduate. I am the daughter of Cuban immigrants. I am the product of a very, very hardworking single mom. I have I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I've got a lot of reasons why I shouldn't be building my online business with customers in over 20 countries from my terrace in the Dominican Republic. And other times it's from South Africa, other times it's from Miami Beach, other times it's from New York City, and the list goes on and on. I've got a lot of reasons why these things shouldn't be working, but they're working and they can work for you too. And you too can have it all, whatever that means for you, whatever your heart desires. And the very first step is starting with things that you can do now. Okay, these types of attitudes and mindsets and practical things that helped me keep going when I lost my dad to lung cancer. They helped me keep going when there was betrayal from business partners. I mean, the idea that life has to be perfect for you to have it all is nonsense. Things are going to happen and that's okay, but you can show up and show out and show people what you're made of and just build yourself up no matter what the situation is so that you can have it all. So if you need to write this down so that you can practice it every day, please write it down. All right, please keep this somewhere. I don't care if you have to write it on a mirror with lipstick. Write down you can have it all and then write 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to share with you very practical 4 things that you can do for gratitude and manifestation. And of course, in the description below, I'm sharing with you a free gratitude journal, okay? And a blog post on what to do if you're feeling a little blah, you know, how to stay motivated. And I'm also going to share with you a free class because one of the things that allows me to work on myself is to have time. I know what it's like to work so hard and help everyone else, so you don't have time for yourself. So I've automated systems in my business and I've built my business in a certain way that leaves time for me. That it's not just me saying, oh, I have a business. It's me realizing I am the business and I need to be in tip-top shape. So if you want to learn a little bit more of automation, of client attraction, and some of the other practical things I have done to have clients in over 20 countries, that's all going to be in the description. All right. So let's dive right into these 4 practical things you can do for gratitude and manifestation. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to know what exactly you're working towards. What are you excited about? You need to set that intention and you need to have goals. Imagine if you got in your car and you didn't tell the GPS where the heck you wanted it to go. And then you're just saying, oh, the GPS is broken. I drove and ran out of gas and I ended up in another state. I took a ferry. I'm in another country. What happened? The GPS is broken. But the truth is you never told the GPS where you wanted to go. And it's okay to change your mind later. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to take a detour. But in the meantime, where are you headed? What do you want? And every time I ask people this, there's always some lofty answer. I want to make $1 million a month. And I love people with big goals, okay? I love it and I will never tell you that's not possible. But I am going to tell you that winning gets you a little fuel in your tank. And if you set $1 million a month goal and you don't reach it month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6, month 7, so on and so forth, you're going to feel so drained and so depleted. You're going to run out of energy to achieve a goal like that. And because I want you to achieve even the hairiest and scariest of goals, I'm not going to tell you to dream smaller. I'm going to say break it down into chunks, okay? Make sure that your goal is somewhat achievable in the near future. You don't have to eliminate the big goal, but if you have a really big goal that you cannot achieve in the next month or so, break it down by smaller goals. I'll never tell you to dream smaller. I'm telling you to dream smarter. You would never expect to just fly up to the top of the building. You're okay with taking the stairs. You're okay with the elevator. This is the elevator to your goals. Because let's say you want to make $1 million. When you make your first $100 on your blog or with an e-course or your coaching business or anywhere, you're like, oh, that's so exciting. I can make 100 now. I can make 1,000. Then you make 10,000. Then you make 100,000. And all of that gives you confidence, experience, know-how, and a lot of reasons to celebrate until you're at your bigger goal, $1 million a month. And some goals are just unhealthy. If you want to lose 50 pounds, I don't know that you want to do that in a week necessarily. And I'm not a health guru. It just kind of seems like that's a bit much. So I'm not telling you not to have your 50-pound goal, but what if you start with 2? Oh my goodness, the confidence that's going to give you to go to 2 more and 2 more. And it adds a compound effect. And you build muscle. And next thing you know, you're even losing weight while you're sleeping because you're building muscle and you're showing up. But if you're only going to show up if it's worth it to you when you hit it all immediately, then that's going to be really burdensome because you're always going to have so much pressure to have some sort of magic wand or magic pill to solve all your problems at once. And that's not what goals are. Goals should be aspirational and exciting, but they also need to be achievable so they fill your tank. So again, this isn't about dreaming small. This is about dreaming smart. So set your goal. And if you see that, wow, that's really big, I don't know if I'm going to achieve that in a very short period of time, break it down, because that smaller win, it's like, yes, I'm on my way, I'm going. The next thing that you want to do is practice daily gratitude. Every single day, I write down at least 100 things that I'm thankful for. And again, that free gratitude journal, that printable, is in the description below. So that's a great way to get started. You print it out, fill it out daily, weekly, however many times you have to. But I write down every single day at least 100 things that I'm thankful for. And I've been doing this for years. And let me tell you, the more that I wrote it, the less things on that list were available in stores. You would be surprised how many things you have to be thankful for if you're very mindful and you keep showing up consistently for that. And let me tell you, when one thing goes wrong in my day, I now have 100 things to remember that have been brought to my memory that I'm not taking for granted that went right. So suddenly, if you have 100 drops of water and you just drop in one drop of, let's say, vinegar, it's not like chugging a whole thing of vinegar, right? It's just one drop in the midst of all these other things. So your gratitude is power. Your gratitude is perspective. Your gratitude is not positively being toxic and not letting yourself feel tough things because, oh, how can I be sad if I have all these things to be thankful for? No, it's so that when one thing goes wrong, it doesn't wash away everything else that is going right. It's so that you have the energy for progress. It's so that you focus on progress, not perfection. An attitude of gratitude can get you to the moon and back. It can help you manifest anything you want, because when you're grateful in a situation, even if you're not grateful for it, you will have the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual resources you need to face whatever it is that's coming your way. The next thing that you want to do is you want to visualize your goals. And you can do this anyway. People can literally sit there and think about it. You can build a Pinterest board. You can build a vision board. You can change the background on your phone so that every time you go to your phone, or the desktop wallpaper on your laptop or your computer, or the wallpaper on your iPad, or perhaps put a sticky note with cutouts or anything on your bathroom mirror, so that anytime you go somewhere you frequent, you're able to remember what it is that you're working towards. When you get that rude comment on social media and you remember you want to retire your parents, when you get that hater or that rude customer and you remember you want to donate to that charity that really needs more people in the community to step up to the plate. When you hear a friend that's not supporting you and you remember how many people are in that same boat and they need you to lead by example and keep showing up so that they have a support system, even if it's digitally. When you see people who need more of an example of someone taking care of the environment, leave yourself that why. And when people are saying, well, how do I know if it's my why? A tip for me is, does it make you cry? Not like in a depressed way, but you're just so moved by how beautiful this life you want to build is. And so I highly recommend that you focus on visualizing what it is, but don't stop there. Don't just visualize yourself at the finish line. Visualize yourself practicing, training, leading up to it. Don't just visualize yourself with 1 million followers. Visualize yourself posting consistently, collaborating with other online creators. See yourself going viral. See yourself being creative. See yourself putting yourself out there with video. See yourself being the type of person who has 1 million followers. What do they do? How do they show up? And how can you do the same thing? So don't just visualize the result, visualize the process. The next thing you want to do, and this is the last one, this is the 4th step, is you got to take inspired action, okay? Things are not just going to fall out of the sky. Things are not just going to magically show up. Put yourself in a position to be blessed. I know people that want to win the lottery, and believe it or not, they never play. They think it's a waste of money. And so I just ask them, how do you plan on winning it? It is a genuine goal of theirs, and they literally refuse to play the lottery. And I know people that want to date, and they work remote and they never leave their house. They don't connect with people online. They're not networking. And I'm just like, how uncomfortable would it be if your dream partner came and knocked on your door? That would weird you out, right? So like, what are we doing to bridge the gap? Some people want more customers, but they don't want to build the funnels. They don't want to learn. They don't want to sit through a free training webinar. They don't want to try something new. They don't want to be coachable. Some people want something and they don't realize they're not willing to do what it takes. And I'm here to tell you, Maybe it's that you need to stop assuming you're going to fail and you need to show up and take action and get out of your head and stop being a perfectionist. Or maybe you need to be more honest with yourself about what your goals are. And that's very difficult, especially if you've worked really hard for something. I remember taking a leave of absence from my psychology doctoral program. So I was ready to be Dr. Ilean and I wanted to be a psychologist and I hated it. I was miserable. And you just sat there and you go, oh, but I've invested all this time and this and that. And you kind of have to make it work. Stop with that argument. When you want something and you're excited about it, you can bend space and time. You can attract everything that you want. You can be everything and everyone that you want to be. You can be your best self. You don't have to force yourself to it. So that's my theory. And after coaching people in over 100 niches and in over 20 countries, I'm here to tell you that it's one of two things. Either you're actually not excited about your goal, it just sounds impressive, and you just feel like that's the right, responsible thing to do, or you're so stuck because of your mindset, because of trauma, because of bad habits, that you're not showing up because you're saying to yourself, well, if I don't show up, then technically I didn't fail. And if I didn't fail, then I can still go for this goal with dignity, or, no one's going to judge me. And the truth is that we all fail. I fail all the time. I have failed more than a lot of people I know have even tried. But thank goodness, because those failures taught me a better way of doing something, and a better way allowed me to work with clients in over 20 countries. A better way allowed me as a first generation person to graduate from college, to still support my family even though I grew up to Cuban immigrants, to a single mom, because I kept showing up and I failed forward and I wasn't sitting around waiting for things to get easier. I focused on getting better. I put myself in a position to be blessed. So I want you to show up. And if you find yourself with so much resistance, figure out where that block is. If you want a free consultation, I'm going to leave the link below if that's something you want to talk through with me. But the truth is that you can have it all, and you don't have to sit there stuck. And you don't have to let this idea of, oh, I'm a perfectionist, or this idea that you have to wait 10 years for something to come true. This is your life. This isn't some corporate promotion. You can have it all. You can have it now. Let's drop the excuses. Let's put all these tips into practice. Let's start showing up and showing out for our goals. People need exactly what you have to offer, and you can have it all, and you can have it now. I hope this video served you, and that all the resources below continue to serve you, because there's nothing that I have done that you can't do yourself, that you can't have for yourself, but you've got to show up for yourself. And if you show up, I'm here to support. I'm super excited that you are here today, and I hope you also check out all the awesome and helpful videos in this channel all about the millionaire mindset. We'll talk soon.